Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your December 2022 full moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration, and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Now let us ask God, Source Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, to bless us as we move forward in loving, healing peace, keeping all that is hurtful and hateful from us. So let's see the energy that we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. We have the King of Cups. So there's emotional manipulation here. There's somebody who represents very masculinely. It doesn't mean that they have to be masculine. It means that they have this, this aura of masculinity around them. This person has a loud voice. They just have a sense of, I'm just hearing like a booming voice, and they want to dominate the situation. And they do so by emotional manipulation. Even if they have even if they have a quiet voice, there's something they do with their voice to manipulate the situation, to manipulate like everything that's going on. So just be aware of that. Okay? Now let's see what the tarot has to say. This is also water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Interesting. There's a lot of the same cards in the Sagittarius reading and even in the Scorpio reading. So if you're interested in checking out either of those, do so. Or if you're born on the cusp with Sagittarius or you have Sagittarius or Scorpio in your chart. We are crowned with the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is heartbreak and pain and disappointment. That's coming forward very powerfully during this time. There's a need to acknowledge a lot of the hurt that we have been through in our lives. There's also a need, and it is a need, and I know that's a strong word to use, but for us to be able to move forward emotionally, to be able to say, this is where I'm going, this is what I want, I'm letting my heart guide me, I'm letting myself be emotionally vulnerable, or I'm letting myself see where my heart takes me. There are new horizons opening to us. There are new pathways, there are new portals opening to us, and there's almost a sense of a new dawn is coming in. It's not just that we're meeting a new day and there's a new dawn. It's that there's new illumination to our world. We need to slow down and we need to heal. We need to honor our story, but we also need to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. Because during this time, it'll be so easy to have the first person we stop taking care of be ourselves. Be like, oh, okay, I don't need to sleep that much. Or, oh, okay, I don't need to eat. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do that. And then we're just going to run ourselves down. And then our body will let us know, hey, listen, now you're going to get sick. Now you're going to, to hurt yourself in some way. I don't mean anything big, but like you can get a cold or you can, slip and twist your ankle just a little bit so that you have to sit down. You have to rest. If you don't do this, I really am feeling that spirit will make you slow down. Okay? So let's talk about this time astrologically speaking. We have the full moon in Gemini on, depending on where you are in the world, either the 7th or the 8th of December. The moon is 16 degrees Gemini and the sun is 16 degrees Sagittarius. Now, the big thing for us here, Capricorn, is that Saturn squared Uranus is starting to pull away from each other. We are ruled by Saturn, okay? So Saturn is all about reality checks and rules and regulations, and this is the way it's supposed to be. It's man-made law. We're going to see ourselves moving towards Uranus, which is future and freedom. There's a strong pull of energy as we move from Saturn to Uranus. This is going to be bringing forward natural law. Natural law is the way nature develops. It is, the natural progression of things without any person interfering. This is going to be a time that we can find a little bit upsetting because we want things to be ordered and regulated. And yet, this is going to be a time where it's like you have to follow the chaos. So just be aware of that can be rather triggering for us. It can be rather upsetting. It can be it's supposed to be like this. And then we get angry. So just be aware of this. We have 6 planets in mutable signs. We have the Sun and Venus in Sagittarius. We have Neptune and Jupiter in Pisces. We have the Moon and Mars in Gemini. Mutable signs are all about flexibility. They're all about adaptability. Now, are we naturally flexible and adaptable? We can be. But again, it's not going to be something that comes easily to us. We can feel the energy all over the place, which can be something that's upsetting for us because we're crowned by a card that says, I'm upset, I'm hurt, I need to pay attention to this. We also need to pay attention in the astrological, atmosphere of what we can find to be upsetting and triggering and hurtful. So just be aware of this. But it also brings us, with all these planets and mutable signs, it frees us up our energy so that we can reform our world. So that we can say, you know what, I want this and not that. You know what, I want to do this and not that. I want to break free and I want to find me. Gemini is all about choice. And yes, that brings it to its, scattered tendency, or the way that people mock it by saying, oh, Geminis are always so scattered and always so flighty. But what we're going to find here is that we start to make choices that are right for us. We're breaking free of a model that has harmed us in the past. Now, there's a running square between Mars and Gemini and Neptune and Pisces. And what we see is wherever Mars is, it energizes that sign. So all of a sudden, Gemini becomes super energized. Our mind, our processing are energized. And since Mars is in retrograde, it has us rethinking things based off of past choices and past facts. We start to become kinder to ourselves. And that's why we're looking at the hurts that have defined us for so long. There are 3 big scars, 3 big things that we're like, well, there's that, that have shaped and reformed my life. Those things are going to come up during this time. Because the sun is conjunct something called the Great Activator. The Great Activator is visionary power. This is the sun, the sun is in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is visionary energy to begin with, okay? And we're going to see the Great Activator saying, if you can dream it, you can do it. But first, we need to release a lot of the baggage that we carry. We also have the Black Moon Lilith, which is opposite Pluto, and it is in Cancer. This brings forward astoundingly feminine energy, okay? Because Cancer is feminine energy, Black Moon Lilith is feminine energy. Black Moon Lilith is never compromising and fights to the end for her principles. She's ruled not by man-made law, but by natural law. And that's going to be very powerful for us because, again, we have that natural law coming in. We have that chaos coming in. And there's a sense here of, I don't want to conform it. I just got the strongest image of Cernunnos in this deck, the Druidcraft deck. And Cernunnos represents the devil. The devil represents Capricorn energy, which I always think is rather unfair. But it is so interesting that the energy of chaos represents Capricorn, because that's what we need to learn to embrace. All right? when it comes to wherever Capricorn falls in your chart, whether it's your sun, your moon, your rising, whether it's your creativity or your work or your romantic, expression, wherever Capricorn falls, we need to start embracing a little bit of chaos, a little bit of it can't be conformed. Natural law comes forward. And as scary as we find it, Cernunnos, right, is about natural law. He is the god of nature. So it cannot be controlled. And that's going to be something that we need to acknowledge during this time. It cannot be controlled. And because it cannot be controlled, we start to release. We start to say, well, what if I go down this road? What if I embrace this energy? What if I see? Sagittarius is also ruled and connected to natural law. Okay? With the Nine of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, we are starting to let our hearts lead. Now, it can also be that we're letting somebody lead us emotionally. We have to be aware of that because we can feel emotionally rather vulnerable. We can also feel rather vulnerable with trusting our own mind and our own instincts. So be aware of that. With the Knight of Cups, we're going after what we love, what we desire, and what we want in our world and for ourselves. We are starting to see things opening up, but we're also starting to see us opening up and saying, what if my heart takes the lead? What if I go after this? What if I see this? It moves us to new horizons and it moves us to new opportunities and moves us to a place where it's like, oh, I can see that happening now. This is the Three of Wands. I can see it happening. I can see the sun rising. I can see the ships coming in. I can see the doors opening. I can see myself becoming untangled because I wanted it to be so orderly. And it's like now, it's like instead of painting something that is perfect, throw paint at the wall and see what the heck happens. Instead of doing things that are perfect and just so, embrace complete chaos and see what happens. I mean, not in everything, you can't do that in everything. But I'm seeing this in a creative, expressive way. Instead of dancing and saying, oh, it has to be, this type of dancing, I have to move just like this. Let your body just move. And if you're self-conscious, be alone. Be alone in your own space and let yourself just be. If you can let yourself dance under this full moon, if it's too cold, inside the house is a great thing. But if you can let yourself just release during this full moon, Capricorn, you can find yourself purging a lot that has held you back. And you can find yourself starting to honor your story, starting to honor what you need and what you want, but also having a release of the energy that's making it so that you're too stressed to sleep, that's making it so that, you never stop worrying, so that you always have to be on. You're starting to release it. And that's going to be a very good thing. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We have Temperance, Sagittarius energy coming through. This sun illuminates so much for us. This moon reflects the light of the sun, right? But the sun is illuminating so much that brings us into balance, that says, what is the truth? What do we need? What do we want? What is the balance here? Strong, strong, strong Sagittarius energy coming forward. The Knight of Wands over the Knight of Cups. There's a sense of my passion and my heart are leading me, are guiding me, are telling me where I need to be, what I love, what I desire, what I'm looking for. And as the horizons open up to me, the tower changes everything. I see what has crumbled. I see what has fallen away. I see what I don't want in my life anymore. The tower are the gaping hole moments, are the times where you sit there slack-jawed and you're like, I don't understand what's happening, but oh my gosh, I know my life will never be the same. Something has fallen apart to open up a new world for you. You've been trying to build it back the way that it once was. Is it going to happen? No. You're not going to be able to build it back the way it once was. We have to accept that and to move forward with this energy of change, with this energy of, well, let me see what happens now. Is it an easy energy? No, it's not. But it is going to be a powerful energy for us. And it brings us to the Ace of Swords. God, source, spirit, however you see the divine, the universe is handing us a gift, cutting through doubts and fears and negativity, a gift of the swords, a gift of this moon. Gemini is represented by the swords in the minor arcana. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We are going to start to see that as we rest, as we take in and acknowledge everything that we've been through, our story, our becoming, our understanding of ourselves, we cut through a lot of doubt and fear, and we step into the world that we need to be in. And we start to embrace the power of our voice. We start to embrace the power of our hearts. We start to embrace the power of where we need to be for us. It moves us to our lunar energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. So what's so interesting is that the moon here says, step out of your comfort zone, just like instantaneously. And that's what spirit has been saying this whole reading. Step out of your comfort zone. It's not about being comfortable. It's not about, having all the answers, though we'd like it to be. This is a time where you could be as prepared as humanly possible. And spirit's going to throw you a curveball. And you're going to think, seriously, that question? I have the answers to 18 million other ones over here. You give me that question? Life wants to see how you handle things on the fly. Life wants to see how you let yourself shine. There's beauty in you. You are moving forward as a defender of your heart and as a defender of your passion, your desires, your brilliance. That opens you up to a purity of you. This is the cold moon. Okay? And everything is changing. The tower time has come. It's moving you forward in a way that is astounding. But whenever I look at the purity, the snow moon, it's that quiet that comes after a big snowfall. When you walk outside and the whole world is silent. And then the birds start to sing, their songs echoing off the snow. The air is a little crisper. The world's a little bit magical. And the first to come to life, it is not, man-made law. It is natural law. And we're going to start to see that purity of discovery, of the echoing of words around us that innately have a feel to them, lead us forward. Purity has a bad connotation to it because it's been used to condemn. But it's like, these are my intentions. This is what I desire. This is how I'm setting myself free. And it brings us to realization. It brings us to the realization that we hold so many more answers than we ever thought possible. That we are the key. And that we are the ones who are unlocking our future. Unlocking our destiny. We're walking through that keyhole. And we're going to be surprised at what's on the other end. And once the door is opened, what comes forward? And how our lives change. It moves us to our subconscious lunar message, which is gratitude. And take time to breathe out. There's an elder energy around you. Okay? Now, it can be your elders or with you. It can be you're connecting with your ancestors. But there's a sense of, it can be that you've been described as an old soul. But there's old soul energy around you. Give gratitude to that connection. Take time to breathe out. Take time to center yourself. Take time to see what it is that you actually want. And calm yourself. It's kind of like what we tell little kids when they're upset. Breathe like you're blowing out a candle. Center yourself. Calm yourself. Connect with yourself. Breathe like you're blowing out a candle. And then make that wish for yourself. What do I wish for? What do I desire? As I'm calming and centering myself more and more in my body. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Two of Swords. We think it has to be one way or another. has to be just like this, or it has to be just like that. Capricorn, it doesn't. We're starting to see that we can sever the all or nothing mentality. We're starting to see new ways forward. Starting to say, well, what about? And maybe if. But the whole, it has to be this way or it has to be that way, that's not going to work for us. So just be aware of that. It moves us to our subconscious tarot energy, which is the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups. High emotional intuition, subconsciously coming forward. Queen of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. As we embrace our heart, we have the defender of our heart right here with the Knight of Cups. And now we have the Queen. As we embrace our heart and our dreams and our desires, and the veil is lifted from our eyes. And we start to say, where do I want to be? What is it that I desire? What is it that I want? And how is it that I'm opening the door to me? Trust your instincts. You're pretty spot on, Capricorn. All right, Capricorn. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in and exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Capricorn. And may you have a blessed moon. God bless.